So 8 days have passed since the missed kiss. And I am house sitting on an island called Roatán in Honduras, literally looking out at the ocean, and it's time to go to bed. And I'm sitting there thinking, I've got to find out, what was that? And so I go online and I find a clip from the movie Elf. And there's a scene in the movie Elf where Buddy, played by Will Ferrell, goes out on a date, takes his love interest, Jovi, wannabe, out on a date, and they go all over New York City, and it's hilarious. If you haven't seen the movie, you should see it. Anyway, at the end of this scene where they're all over the city, they end up at the ice rink at Rockefeller Center. And I clip from when they just started ice skating. There's a 27-second clip, and at the end of that clip, and it's the very end of that scene, Will Ferrell, they come to a stop, and he bends down and kisses her, but he misses. And she looks up at him surprised, and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And she says, "No, that's okay, but you missed." And he goes, "What?" And she said, "You missed." She pulls him down and plants one on him.
Today, 'cause you make me feel so young.
Sorry.
You missed.
What do you mean I missed?
You missed.
You make me feel so young. Ooh, you make me feel so young.
Fade to black. Great scene. I clipped that 27 seconds and I text it to Molly. I wait for maybe, I don't know how long I waited. And then I sent her a text and I said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember, but when we were leaving the Katy Trail Ice House, you came back, I thought, for a side hug, but you led with your lips, and I missed. And I've been horrified ever since. But maybe at some point in the future, you'll give me another chance." Other than that, it was a great time. I look forward to talking to you soon.
When I first saw the clip, I just was like, "Oh no, it was a missed kiss," and oh no, that definitely clarified that. And I was just laughing and mortified and everything. It was just very, very funny. And then you sent a text, and I said,
Well, and she said something to the effect of, "Listen, I had a great time, and at the end of the night, I saw an opportunity and decided to take it. And that's all I really remember. Other than that, it was an awesome evening, and I'd love to talk again real soon."
and I really like your company. I think I said
I
that.
think she said something about my company.
Yeah.
That was nice. But it was a missed kiss. That was really nice. And so then we start texting. And we text a little bit more. Probably 2 days later, I send her a note and a text, and I said, "Hey, I don't know if you have plans this Sunday night, but what if we had a date night, a Zoom date, where you maybe got your favorite beverage and I got my favorite beverage, and we got on Zoom and we just hung out and talked and caught up?" And she's like, "I think that'd be great." And so that Sunday night, we met around 7 o'clock and we closed down the house again. We talk until midnight, and we're talking just talk. There was nothing. We literally just talked for hours. And at the end of that Sunday night,
So much fun.
I'm like, "Man, this has been awesome. We need to go to bed." And she said, "Yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow night." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess you will." And so we did. We Zoom dated again the next night, and then the next night, and basically the rest of March was us Zoom dating every night. We got to know each other with zero strings attached. We slowly, I think I can speak for both of us, I know I can speak for me, slowly fell in love with this woman over Zoom.
I think at one point we said to each other, "I think in about 2 weeks I'll be ready to tell you I love you."
I think it was me. I said, "It's way too early. It's way too early." But I think I'm falling for you, but I'm not going to tell you anything like that. It needs to be at least 2 or 3 years before I
Zoom
hear
dating,
anything like
that
that.
was so much fun. Again, my girlfriends are like, you're doing what?
Yeah, and so we did night after night until we got to the end of the month. My house sit was coming to a close, but I had 10 more days that I was spending in Honduras. Molly didn't realize that. She thought when the house sit came to a close, I was coming back to Texas. So one night we were talking. She goes, oh, so your house sit's over this week, so you'll be back, what, Friday or Saturday? And I go, no, I don't come back until the middle of April. She goes, no. And I'm telling you, up until that moment, I had seen nothing but happy Molly. I mean, happy Molly, caring Molly, big-hearted Molly, fun Molly, happy Molly. But when I said that, I saw a different side of Molly. She goes, no. You told me you were coming back. You need to check your texts more closely before you send them. Because you were coming back at the end of this month when your house sit was over. And I'm like, what? I go, no, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. And she's like, I mean, okay, whatever. And I'm like, I just blew it. I mean, I ruined it all. This whole month of Zoom dating, this whole, it's over. And she goes, whatever. And we talked for a few more minutes.
I knew it was too good to be true.
It was very cold the last 10 minutes of the conversation. We hung up and I got in bed and I could not sleep. And so I got on the American Airlines app and I started searching. How can I get back sooner than I had originally planned without breaking the bank? On a tight budget, this nomad is. And so I played around with it until I finally found a flight for that Saturday. It was it's like a day later than she thought I was going to be back, but it worked out perfect with everything. Didn't cost a ton of money, just almost a ton. And
worth it.
So I wake up the next morning after finding that flight, getting everything situated. And I got a song stuck in my head. And it was by Tim McGraw. You may have heard of it. It's called Just to See You Smile. Because I had completely and totally fallen in love with this perfect smile. And so I had that in my head and I'm like, wow, it's been a long time since I heard that song, Just to See You Smile. And I'm like, keep trying to remember it. And I go online and I pull it up on Apple and I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, shoot, that's a sad song. The whole song's about he's going to do anything, even be happy for her when she finds another man just to see her smile. That's what makes her happy. And I'm like, I got to change the words to this. This doesn't work. And so I did. I spent the next hour and a half rewriting basically the last verse of that song to be about us. I type out the lyrics, I text out the lyrics, and I send it to her. And then I'm like, okay, you're putting all the chips in on this one, big boy. And I recorded me singing the song.
And he was so good. So good. I couldn't believe it. And he's such a talented singer. So yet another thing, I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm really, really like falling for this guy. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Aw, so awesome.
So that next Saturday, I text her pictures of me getting ready to go to the airport, going to the airport. When I'm in the airport, my suitcase on the porch, getting ready to leave for the airport.
And I was dying.
And originally had planned on going back to my son's house and getting my truck and bringing my truck over. And I just decided last minute when I landed, I'm just going to go straight to her house and we'll squeeze more out of this night, And so I surprise her.
Which is always a good idea.
I get there about 2.5 hours early. And I knock on the door, no answer. So I knock on the door again, no answer. I'm like, well, I may have blown this one. And I'm thinking she's probably going to pull up and she's probably out on another date, And so I get in front of her address on her house and I take a selfie with the address behind me and said, am I in the right place? The next thing you know, I hear her running down the stairs of her house and she swings the door open and literally jumps into my arms. And that was it.
It was, oh my gosh, it was the best surprise. I was like, wait, you weren't supposed to be here. And then you are real. You are real. And it was just,
It was
oh my
amazing.
God. It was,
Yeah, I feel like I got married in that moment to this woman. And we have been totally and completely inseparable ever since. She sold her car. She sold her house. She closed down her business. Even though I told her I can walk away from this nomad thing, go back and get a regular corporate job, and we can live in Dallas. And she goes, no. I think you got to figure it out. I want to join you. And she did.
yep.
And here we are. We're texting you from a house sit in Virgin Gorda in the British Virgin Islands. We've already been all over the world to parts of Europe and Central America and all over the United States. And it is,
Absolutely incredible.
yeah,
Like nothing.
better than anything either
Yeah.
one of us could ever imagine.
Yep.
And now I know I'm going to see her again every day for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Well, you thought I was coming home on Friday, but then learned it'd be 2 weeks more instead. I watched your eyes slowly fill with sadness. I couldn't wash your disappointment from my head. The night was late, but I became determined. I had to find a way to bring light back to your face. When you heard the news, you lit brighter than the sunshine. When you're in my arms, I know I'll be holding grace. Just to see you smile, I'd do anything that you wanted me to. When all is said and done, I'll never count the cost. It's worth all that's lost. Just to see you smile. Have an amazing Saturday, Molly. I love your smile.